Okay, so we've walked down the east side of Market Street, and now you're looking at the beginning of the Bethlehem Industrial District. Bethlehem, because it was a self-contained community, had over 36 major operations of manufacturing. As you can imagine, colonists needed everything from metalware to leather goods to cloth. All of these things had to be produced locally within the city limits. So what we're looking at here is actually a reproduction of the original blacksmith shop. Now in the blacksmith shop there would have been not only numerous licensed blacksmiths, but also their apprentices working on creating all of the ironwork that was necessary for the community. Everything from nails to doorknobs and door handles, various pieces of tack and harness for horses and wagons, wheels, all these types of things again had to be manufactured on the spot. The main fuel source for the blacksmith shop was actually wood and charcoal, not coal as you will see in later eras. Next to it is a surviving wall of the potter's mill. Again, the pottery shop would have taken clay from the Lehigh and Monocacy creeks, brought it up from that riverbed, and then manufactured it into all the clayware that was necessary again to run the community. So all of the pots, bowls, plates, any kind of other dish, anything you can imagine that would be made out of clay, they made out of clay here in the pottery. As we move farther along down towards the Monocacy, we'll get into the major areas of manufacturing, particularly for those products that would be exported from the community or traded to other Moravian communities or other Pennsylvania communities in order to bring in different materials that could not be found in the local area. If you're looking across the street, you will see the Moravian church. Obviously, the church building was the first building built here in the settlement. It has been added onto and reconstructed several times over the 100 plus years that Bethlehem remained a Moravian-only community. But that is the structure as it stands today. And then across the street from that, you'll begin to see some of the other Moravian structures that we're going to talk about when we talk about Moravian life and how folks actually lived, as folks were broken up into various groups. Behind you, you'll also see the historic Hotel Bethlehem, which of course wasn't built until modern times. And you'll see the walkway where the pilgrims have marched past there on their way down to gather various goods from the historic district. Across the street, also, you'll see the Moravian bookshop from a different angle, as well as Musselman Jewelers, which is one of the historic buildings here in Bethlehem, but again, that would have been built in the 1800s, and that's why it has that brick construction. Speaking of construction, you'll note that all the Moravian buildings here in the industrial area are built out of stone. The Moravians, because they came from Central Europe, were very good at stonemasonry, and so all of their buildings were built of this gray river stone and used the mortar cement technique that you see with the archways made out of brick. The brick, again, was manufactured locally, and we'll see how that was done down along the Monocacy Creek. And then they had a roof style, again, very similar to what you would find in Central Europe, with chimneys and bellows and all those things you associate with a blacksmith shop. Almost all the buildings in the historic district were constructed